Jamie. In this pose, we're going to be practicing Vasisthasana. Vasistha means most excellent or most complete, and it's named from the sage Vasistha. The story of the sage Vasistha is that he had this magical cow of abundance, Salaba, and there was this king. His name was Vishwamitra, and the king was traveling along with his troops, and they were exhausted, they're tired, they need to rest, and they stumbled upon Vasistha, who showed them great hospitality, provided food, provided shelter, everything they needed. So the king was, surprised that this guy, who's seemingly simple, has so much to provide, and he asked him, how'd you get all this stuff? So the sage lets him know about his magical cow, Salaba, who is a cow of abundance. Everything you could ever need comes from this cow. And so the king wants it. So the king's desire for the cow overrides his feelings of satisfaction for being provided for from the sage, and he wants to take the cow for himself. The sage obviously says, no, this is my cow, we have a bond. And the king rejects this notion, and it moves from a feeling of intense desire into a feeling of power. And so he has the troops take the cow from him. The cow obviously doesn't like this and goes back to the sage. They're mystified by this. They're like, why does the cow want to be with you so much instead of with me? And the reasoning is just that, we already have everything we need. We don't need to look to other things with envy or lust or desire. We already have everything we need in this life. We're completely taken care of. So that is the relationship between the cow and the sage. The sage knows that he's living in abundance, which is simply enjoying the world that he has and always having enough. And the king wants more. He wants desire. He wants power. He wants ultimately stuff we don't need. So that gets into the meaning behind this pose. The idea is that we have everything we need in our own body. We have our own body weight to go about creating perfect balance in this pose, and that's all we need. We don't need too much. We don't need more. We just have enough. So wherever you are in this pose, you have enough. We're going to practice this pose with a couple variations so that it might be a bit easier or a bit harder. To start, always stretch the wrists before practicing any kind of arm balance. And when we bring our palms to the floor, we want to make sure our fingers are extended wide so that the weight is not on the heel of the hand. It's evenly distributed throughout the palm. Okay. So to start, we'll begin in Balasana, child's pose. From here, move into downward facing dog. And then shift into plank pose. We want to make sure that our spine is aligned in this pose. And then we're going to shift the weight over and hold on the side. We can have the arm straight. We can have the elbow flexed. And this is enough for this pose. Optional is to extend the arm up. And if we feel uncomfortable with our gaze to the side, we can bring the gaze down. To get out of this pose, return to plank, downward dog, and Balasana. So the variations of this pose are that we don't have to have all the weight on the one foot. We can distribute the legs so that it's a bit easier for us. Right, I'll practice on the other side. Okay. So ideally, our feet are stacked on top of each other, but this doesn't have to be the case. We can extend a leg, or we can bend a knee and hold the pose. If we'd like a bit more challenge in the pose, we have the option to raise one leg up or even to hold the foot and extend the leg. All right, option to extend the leg up. Option to hold the foot. When we hold the foot, we want to bring the knee into the chest first. Hold the toe, hold the big toe with a finger, and then extend. So this pose can be practiced in numerous ways. It's important to challenge yourself, but never feel discomfort. If you ever feel too challenged in the pose, adjust it so that it works for where you are and what you need. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Namaste.